Apparently, as they saw the matter, his West Point education should be nothing more than a stepping stone to a civilian career. He was being asked to turn his back upon the Army, the institution that had given him significant direction, an establishment that would provide a regular salary, enabling him to support both himself and his mother, and never again have to call upon anyone for financial assistance. Little wonder that in revealing to Ellen Ewing his hope of service with the infantry, he wrote that it was in order to be assigned in the far West, out of reach of what is termed civilization. Sherman graduated from West Point in June 1840. With justifiable pride in his excellent record, a satisfying camaraderie as a USMA alumnus, and the anticipation of a significant career in the service of my country, the day must have been a happy occasion. Yet, at the same time, he likely experienced a degree of disappointment and even frustration, knowing that Thomas Ewing, whose influence had placed him at the point, really wanted him now to reject the Army. Although both Ewing and his son Phil were present at West Point for Cump's great day, he knew they were engaged in a campaign tour on behalf of William Henry Harrison, the Whig candidate for the presidency. Perhaps he wondered if they otherwise would have made the long trip to West Point. Probably most disappointing, Ellen Ewing, Sherman's faithful and constant correspondent, was not at hand for his triumphal celebration, thus never visiting him during the 4 years that had become the most important period in shaping his life. As Sherman and his classmates anticipated the future, the Civil War lay 21 years ahead of them. Beyond doubt, those 2 decades proved disappointing for several of the men. In fact, 14 of the class, fully 1/3 of those who graduated in 1840, would already be dead when the Civil War began. 2 were killed fighting in the Mexican War, and another died in Mexico during that conflict. 4 members of the class died in accidents, and still others from natural causes. One man, William Torrey, simply disappeared, last heard from in 1845 in Venice, on his way to Constantinople to seek military service under the Sultan. Sherman himself would find those 21 years after West Point increasingly hard, and for the most part, unrewarding. Ultimately, of course, the Civil War would change all that, as if the stars of destiny had fallen upon him at long last. He would rise to become the most successful and famous of his academy classmates, indeed, one of the greatest soldiers in American military history.